Your man Tartuffe is full of holy speeches.
And practices precisely what he preaches. He's a fine man and should be listened to. I won't hear him mocked by fools like you.
Good God, do you expect me to submit to the tyranny of that carping hypocrite? Must we forego all joys and satisfactions because that bigot censors all our actions?
I hear him talk, and he talks all the time. There's nothing one can do that's not a crime. He rails at everything, poor dear Tartuffe.
Whatever he reproves deserves reproof. He's out to save your souls, and all of you must love him as my son would have you do.
No, grandmother. I could never take to such a rascal even for my father's sake. This is how I feel, and I shall not dissemble. His every actions make me seethe and tremble with helpless anger, and I have no doubt that he and I will shortly have it out.
Surely it's a shame and a disgrace to see this man usurp the master's place. To see this beggar who when first he came had not a shoe or shoestring to his name, so far forget himself that he behaves as if this house was his, and we his slaves.
Well, mark my words. Your souls would fare far better if you obeyed his precepts to the letter.
Oh, you see him as a saint, and far less odd. In fact, I've seen right through him. He's a fraud.
Nonsense! You all regard him with disdain. your moral flaws and humbly strives to further heaven's cause.
Well, if sin is all that bothers him, why is it he's so upset when folks drop in to visit? Is heaven so outraged by a social call that he must prophesy against us all? I'll tell you what I think, if you ask me. He's jealous of my mistress's company.
Rubbish! I tell you that you're blessed to have Tartuffe dwelling as my son's guest beneath this roof, that heaven has sent him to forestall his wrath by leading you once more to the true path, that all he reprehends is reprehensible, and that you'd better heed him and be sensible. These visits, balls, and parties in which you revel are nothing but inventions of the devil. I heard that laugh, sir, and I saw that wink. Go, find your silly friends and laugh some more. Enough! I'm going. Don't show me to the door. I take my leave, but vexed in spirit, I cannot say when I shall see you next.
So long, farewell. I'll either say goodbye,
My, what a scene she's made. And what a din. And how this man, Tartuffe, hath taken her in.
Oh, yes, but her son is even worse deceived. His folly must be seen to be believed. He calls him brother and loves him with his life, preferring him to mother, child, and to wife. In him and him alone he will confide. Oh, he's made him his confessor and his guide, and he pets and pampers him with love more tender than any pretty mistress could engender. Oh, gives him the place of honor when they dine, delights to see him gorging like a swine, stuffs him with dainties till he's got the stuns, and when he belches cries, "Oh, God bless you, friend." In short, he's mad. He worships him. He dotes. His deeds he marvels at. His words he quotes, thinking each act a miracle, each word oracular as those that Moses heard.
You did well not to follow. She stood in the door and said verbatim all she'd said before. I saw my husband coming. I think I'd best go upstairs now and take a little rest.
I'll stay and greet him, but then I must go. I really only have time to say hello.
Sound him about my sister's wedding, please.
Yes.
I think Tartuffe's against it, and that he's been urging father to withdraw his blessings. As you all know, I find that most distressing. Unless my sister and Valere can marry, my hopes to wed his sister will miscarry, and I'm determined.
Ah, brother, good day.
Well, welcome back. I'm sorry I can't stay. How was the country? Blooming, I trust, and green?
Excuse me, brother, just one moment. Doreen, to put my mind at rest, I always learn the household news the moment I return. Has all been well these 2 days I've been gone? How are the family? What's been going on?
Your wife 2 days ago had a bad fever and a fierce headache which refused to leave her.
And Tartuffe?
Tartuffe? Why, he's round and red, bursting with health and excellently fed.
Poor fellow.
Oh, that night your mistress wasn't able to take a single bite at the dinner table. Her headache pains, she said, were simply hellish.
And Tartuffe?
Why, he ate his meal with relish and zealously devoured in her presence a leg of mutton and a brace of pheasants.
Poor fellow.
Well, the pains continued strong, and so she tossed and tossed the whole night long. Now icy cold, now burning like a flame. He sat beside her bed till morning came.
And Tartuffe?
Why, having eaten, he rose, and sought his room already in a doze, climbed into his warm bed, and snored away in perfect peace until the break of day.
Poor fellow.
Oh, after much ado, we talked her into dispatching someone for the doctor.
And Tartuffe?
Why, he bore it very well. To keep his cheerfulness at any cost, he drank at lunch 4 beakers full of port.
Poor fellow.
Both are doing well, in short. Oh, go tell Madame that you've expressed keen sympathy and anxious interest.
Are you so dazed by this man's hocus pocus that all the world, save him, is out of focus? You've given him clothing, shelter, food, and care. Why must you also...
Brother! Stop right there.
Huh?
You do not know the man of whom you speak.
By Judge, I grant you that, but my judgment's not so weak that I can't tell by its effect on others.
Oh, when you meet him, you two shall be like brothers.
Ah.
There's been no loftier soul since time began. He's a man who... An excellent man. To keep his precepts is to be reborn, and to view this dunghill of a world with scorn. Yes, thanks to him, I'm a changed man indeed. Under his tutelage, my soul's been freed from earthly loves and every human tie. My mother, children, brother, wife could die, and I'd not feel a single moment's pain.
That's a fine sentiment, brother, most humane.
Oh. Had you seen Tartuffe as I first knew him? Your soul like mine would have surrendered to him. He used to come into our church each day and humbly kneel nearby and begin to pray. He'd draw the eyes of everyone there with the deep fervor of his prayer. He'd sigh and weep, and sometimes, with a sound of rapture, he would bend and kiss the ground. And when I rose to go, he ran before to offer me holy water at the door. I gave him gifts, but in his humbleness, he begged me every time to give him less. Oh, that's too much, he said. Too much by twice. I don't deserve it. The half, sir, would suffice. And when they wouldn't take it back, he'd share half of it with the poor right then and there. At length, heaven prompted me to take him in, to dwell with us and free our soul from sin. He guides our lives, and to protect my honor, stays by my wife and keeps an eye upon her. He tells me whom she sees and all she does, and seems more jealous than I ever was.
Good God, man. Have you lost your mind, or how can you stand there in all sobriety?
Brother!
Oh.
Your language savors of impiety. Too much free thinking's made your faith unsteady. And as I've told you many times already, 'twill get you into trouble before you're through.
Oh, so I've been told before by dupes like you. Being blind, you'd want all others blind as well. A clear-eyed man you call an infidel. And he who sees through humbug and pretense is charged by you with want of reverence. Well, spare me your warnings, brother. I have no fear of speaking out for you and, heaven to hear against affected zeal and pious knavery. There's true and false in piety, as in bravery, and just as those whose courage shines the most in battle are the least inclined to boast, so those whose hearts are truly pure and lowly don't make a flashy show of being holy. There's a vast difference, it seems to me, between true piety and, hypocrisy.
I see, dear brother, that you're profoundly wise. You harbor all the insight of the age. You are our one clear mind, our only sage, the era's oracle. It's Cato, too, and all mankind are fools compared to you.
Brother, I do not pretend to be a sage, nor do I know the wisdom of the age. There's just one insight I would dare to claim. I know that true and false are not the same. Such knaves are all too common, yet for the wise, true piety is not hard to recognize. I think you've been dreadfully deluded.
Now then, dear brother, is your speech concluded?
Why, yes.
Your servant, sir.
Oh, no, brother, wait. There's just one matter. You agreed of late that young Valère might have your daughter's hand.
I did.
And set the date, I understand.
Quite so.
You've now postponed it, is that true?
No doubt.
The match no longer pleases you?
Who knows?
Do you intend to go back on your word?
Don't say that.
Has anything occurred which might entitle you to break your pledge?
Perhaps.
Why must you hem and haw and hedge? The boy asked me to sound you in this affair.
It's been a pleasure.
What shall I tell Valère?
Whatever you like.
But what have you decided? What are your plans?
I plan, sir, to be guided by heaven's will.
Come on, brother. Don't talk rot. You promised Valère your word. Will you keep it or not?
Good day.
This looks like poor Valère's undoing. I'll go and warn him there's trouble brewing.
Marianne! Marianne!
Yes, Father? Father!
Marianne! Marianne!
Yes, Father? Father!
Marianne!
Yes, Father?
Marianne!
Oh, Father!
A word with you. Come here.
What are you looking for?
Eavesdroppers, dear. I'm making sure we shan't be overheard. Someone in there could catch our every word. Ah, good. We're safe. Now, Marianne, my child. You're a sweet girl who's tractable and mild.
Please, you, sir, is what delights me best.
Good, good. Now, what do you think of Tartuffe, our guest?
Aye, sir.
Yes, weigh your answer, think it through.
Oh, dear. I'll say whatever you wish me to.
Very wisely said, daughter. Say of him, then, that he's the very worthiest of men, and that you're fond of him, and would rejoice in being his wife, if that should be my choice. Well?
What?
What's that? Well?
Oh, forgive me, pray.
Did you not hear me?
Of whom, sir, must I say that I am fond of him, and would rejoice in being his wife, if that should be your choice?
Why, of Tartuffe!
Oh, but Father, that's false, you know. Why would you have me say what isn't so?
Because I am resolved that it shall be true, that it's my wish should be enough for you.
Can't mean, Father.
Yes! Tartuffe's to be allied by marriage to this family. He's to be your husband. Is that clear? It's a father's privilege. What are you doing in here? Is curiosity so fierce a passion with you that you must eavesdrop in this fashion?
There's lately been a rumor going about based on some hunch or chance remark, no doubt, that you mean Marianne to wed Tartuffe. Oh, I've laughed it off, of course. It's just a spoon.
You find it so incredible?
Yes, I do. I won't accept that story even from you.
Well, you'll believe it when the thing is done.
Oh, yes, of course. Go on. Have your fun.
I've never been more serious in my life. Daughter, I mean it. You ought to be his wife.
Oh, don't believe your father. It's all a hoax.
See here, young woman.
Come, sir. No more jokes. You can't fool us.
How dare you talk that way?
Right. Believe you, sad to say, but a man like you who looks so fine.
Silence, please! My girl, you take too many liberties. I'm the master here, as you must not forget.
Do let's discuss this calmly. Don't be upset. You can't be serious, sir, about this plan. What should that bigot want with Marianne? Praying and fasting ought to keep him busy. And then in terms of wealth and rank, what is he? Why should a man of property like you pick out a beggar son-in-law?
That will do! Speak of his poverty with reverence. He's a pure and saintly indigence, which far transcends all worldly pride and self. He lost his fortune, as he says himself, because he cares for heaven alone. And so is careless of his interests here below. I mean to help him out of his present straits, and to help him recover his estates, which in this part of the world have no small fame. Poor though he is, he's a gentleman just the same.
So he tells us. And, sir, it seems to me such pride goes very ill with piety. A man whose spirit spurns this dungy earth ought not to brag of lands and noble birth. Such worldly arrogance will hardly square with meek devotion and a life of prayer. Oh, but this approach I see has drawn a blank. Let's speak then of his person, not his rank. Doesn't it seem a trifle grim to give a girl like her to a man like him? And the two are so ill-suited, can't you see what the sad consequence is bound to be? A young girl's virtue is imperiled, sir, when such a marriage is imposed on her. For if one's bridegroom isn't to one's taste, it's hardly an inducement to be chaste. And many a man with thorns upon his brow has made his wife the thing that she is now. It's hard to be a faithful wife in sort to certain husbands of a certain sort, and he who gives his daughter to a man she hates must answer for her sins at heaven's gates. Think, sir, before you play so risky a role.
This servant girl presumes to save my soul.
Well, you would do well, sir, to ponder what I've said.
Daughter! Will disregard this dunderhead. Just trust your father's judgment. Yes, I'm aware that I once promised you to young Valere, but now I hear he gambles, which greatly shocks me. What's more, I have doubts about his orthodoxy. His visits to church, I note, are very few.
Oh, what do you have to go at the same hour as you and kneel nearby to be sure of being seen?
I can dispense with such remarks, Doreen. Tartuffe, however, is sure of heaven's blessing, and that's the only treasure worth possessing.
Oh, and she'll make a cuckold of him. Just wait and see.
Don't interrupt me further. Why can't you learn that certain things are none of your concern?
It's for your own sake, sir, that I interfere.
Most kind of you. Now hold your tongue, do you hear?
I didn't love you.
Spare me your affection.
Oh, I'll love you, sir, in spite of your objections.
Blast!
I can't bear, sir, for your honor's sake.
when you talk, and I'm maddened by it. Once and for all, I tell you to be quiet.
I'll be quiet. I'll be thinking hard.
Bingo, you lie! You had better guard that saucy tongue of yours, or I'll... Now, child, I've weighed this matter fully.
Oh, it drives me wild that I can't speak.
Tartuffe is no young dandy, but still his person
Was as sweet as can.
is such! And even if you shouldn't care for his other merits...
They'll make a lovely pair. Oh, if I were she, no man would marry me against my inclination and go away scot-free. He'd learn before the wedding day was over how readily a wife can find a lover.
It seems you treat my orders as a joke.
Why, sir, 'twas not to you I spoke.
What are you doing?
Talking to myself. That's all.
Ah. One more bit of impudence and gone, I shall give her a good slap in the face. Now, daughter, you shall accept, and with good grace, the husband I've selected. Your wedding day. Why don't you talk to yourself?
I have nothing to say.
Just one word.
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I pass.
Don't speak, I'm waiting.
I'd not be such an ass.
In short, dear daughter, I mean to be obeyed, and you must bow to the sound choice I've made.
I'm not one such a monster, even in jest.
Daughter, that maid of yours is a thorough pest. She makes me sinfully annoyed and nettled. I can't speak any further. My nerves are too unsettled. She's so upset me with her insolent talk. I'll calm myself by going for a walk.
Must I play your part and say the lines you ought to say? But tell him one cannot love a father's whim, that you should marry him for yourself and not for him. But since it's you who are to be the bride, it's you, not he, who must be satisfied. And that if his Tartuffe is so sublime, he is free to marry him at any time.
I vowed so long to father's strict control. I couldn't oppose him now to save my soul.
Oh, come, Marianne, do listen to reason, won't you? Moliere has asked your hand. Do you love him or don't you?
Yes, I do love him more than I can express.
And he, I take it, cares for you no less.
I think so.
And you both with equal fire burn to be married.
Oh, that is our one desire.
One of Tartuffe, then, one of your father's plan.
I'll kill myself if I'm forced to wed that man.
Hadn't thought of that recourse. How splendid. Just die and all your troubles will be ended.
Maureen, how harsh you are. It's most unfair. You have no sympathy for my despair.
No, I've none at all for people who talk drivel and faced with difficulties whine and snivel.
No doubt I'm timid, but it would be wrong.
True love requires a heart that's firm and strong.
Strong in my affection for Moliere. Oh, but coping with my father is his affair.
But if your father's brain has grown so cracked over his dear Tartuffe that he can retract your blessing, though the wedding day was named, it's surely not Moliere who's to be blamed.
I defied my father, as you suggest. Would it not seem unmaidenly at best? Oh, shall I defend my love at the expense of brazenness and disobedience? Shall I parade my heart's desire and blunt?
No, I ask nothing of you. Clearly you want to be Madame Tartuffe, and I feel bound not to oppose a wish so very sound.
Oh, dear God!
Oh, how triumphant you'll feel at having caught a husband so ideal.
Oh, do stop teasing and use your cleverness to get me out of this appalling mess. Oh, advise me, and I'll do whatever you say.
Oh, but no, a dutiful daughter must obey her father, even if he wants her to an ape. Oh, a bright future ahead while I struggle to escape.
Doreen!
No,
Not Tartuffe, you know I think him.
Tartuffe's your cup of tea, and you shall drink him.
I've always told you everything and relied.
And you deserve to be Tartuffified.
Well, since you mock me and refuse to care, I'll henceforth seek my solace in despair. my counselor and my friend, and help me bring my sorrows to an end.
There now, come down. My anger has subsided. Oh, you do deserve some pity, I've decided. Oh, there now, don't fret. It won't be difficult to discover some plan of action. Oh, but here's Moliere, your lover.
Madam! I've just received some wondrous news regarding which I'd like to hear your views.
What news?
You're marrying Tartuffe!
Oh, I find that father does have such a match in mind.
Well, your father, madam?
Yes, just this minute said it's Tartuffe he wishes me to wed.
Can he be serious?
Oh, indeed he can. He's clearly set his heart upon the plan.
And what position do you propose to take, madam?
Why? I don't know.
Oh, for heaven's sake, don't you know?
No!
Oh, well.
Advise me, do.
Oh, marry the man. That's my advice to you.
That's your advice?
Yes.
Truly.
Oh, absolutely. You couldn't choose more wisely, more astutely.
Thanks for the counsel. I'll follow it, of course.
Oh, do. I'm sure it will cost you no remorse.
To give it didn't cause your heart to break.
I gave it, madam, only for your sake.
And it's for your sake I take it, sir.
Oh, let's see which fool will prove the stubborner.
I am nothing to you, and it was flat deception when you
Please,
said...
enough of that! You told me plainly that I should agree to wed the man my father's chosen for me. And since you've deigned to counsel me so wisely, I promise, sir, to do as you advise.
Ah, no! 'Twas not by me that you were swayed. No, your decision was already made.
Oh, just as you say.
Quite so! Now I see that you were never truly in love with me.
Alas, you're free to think so if you choose.
I choose to think so! And here's a bit of news. You've spurned my hand, but I know where to turn. For kinder treatment, as you shall quickly learn.
I'm no great loss, and I'm sure you'll transfer your heart quite painlessly from me to her.
Oh, would you prefer it if I pined away in hopeless passion to my dying day? Am I to yield to a rival's arms and not console myself with other charms?
Oh, go then! Console yourself! Don't hesitate! I wish you to. Indeed, I cannot wait.
Oh, you wish me to?
Yes!
Oh, that's the final straw! Farewell, madam. Your wish shall be my law.
Splendid!
Well, this bridge, remember, is of your making. It's you who've driven me to the step I'm taking.
Of course!
Remember, too, I am merely following your example.
I see that clearly.
Enough! I'll go and do your bidding then.
Good!
You shall never see my face again.
Excellent!
Yes!
What?
What's that? What did you say?
Nothing, you're dreaming?
Well, on my way. Farewell, madam.
If you ask me, both of you are as silly can be. Do stop this nonsense now. I've only let you squabble on to see where it would get you. Whoa, there. Monsieur Moliere.
What's this, Doreen?
Come here.
Oh, no. My heart's too full of spleen. Don't hold me back. Her wish must be obeyed.
Stop.
It's too late. My decision's made.
Oh, pooh.
He hates the sight of me, that's plain. Go and so deliver him from me!
Oh, now do run away. Come back.
No! Nothing you say will keep me here.
She cannot stand the sight of me, I do perceive. To spare her further torment, I shall leave!
Daniel, not escape, sir. Don't you try it. Don't you stop fussing and be quiet. Now. Weren't you silly to get so overheated?
Didn't you see how badly I was treated?
Weren't you a simpleton to have lost your head?
Didn't you hear the hateful things he said?
The great fools. Her sole desire, Moliere, is to be yours in marriage. That I'll swear. He wants you only and wants no other wife but you, Marianne. On that I'll stake my life.
Why, you advised me so I cannot see.
On such a question, madam, why ask advice of me?
You're impossible. Give me your hands, you two. You first.
Why?
And now a hand from you.
What are you doing?
Oh, there. A perfect fit. You'll suit each other better than you'll admit.
don't be so haughty. Give a man a look of kindness, won't you, Marianne?
Oh, I tell you, lovers are completely mad.
Come now. Admit that you were very bad to hurt my feelings as you did just now. I have just complained, you must allow.
You must allow that you are most unpleasant.
Okay, let's table that discussion for the present. Your father has a plan which must be stopped.
Advise us then. What means must we adopt?
We'll use all manner of means and all at once. Your father's addled. He's acting like a dunce. Therefore, we better humor the old fossil. Pretend to yield to him. You see, necessary the date on which you have agreed to marry. Thus, you'll gain time, and time will turn the trick. Sometimes you'll, for instance, be taken sick, and that will seem like good reason for delay, or some bad omen will make you change the day. You'll dream of muddy waters, or pass a dead man's hearse, or break a looking glass. If all else fails, no man can marry you unless you take his hand and say, I do. But now let's separate. If they should find us talking here, our plan may be divined. Go to your friends and tell them what's occurred. Have them urge your father to keep his word. Meanwhile, we'll stir her brother into action and get Elmire as well to join our faction. Goodbye.
Oh, each of us will do his best. It's on your heart my hope shall truly rest.
Regardless of what my father may decide, none but Moliere shall claim me as his bride.
Oh, how those words content me. Come what will.
Oh, lovers, their tongues are never still. Be off now.
One last word.
No time to chat. You go by this store, and you by that.
May lightning strike me even as I speak. May all men call me cowardly and weak. If any fear or scruple holds me back from settling things at once with that great quack.
Don't wait to violent emotion. Your father's merely talked about this motion, and words and deeds are far from being one. Much that is talked about is left undone.
No, I must stop that scoundrel's machinations. I'll go and tell him off. I'm out of patience.
Calm down and be practical. I'd rather my mistress dealt with him and with your father. She has some influence upon Tartuffe, I've noted. He hangs upon her words. Seems most devoted. And may he be smitten by her charm. Pray heaven it's true. Would do our cause no harm. She says to him just how to sound him out, and is a fairy you're so easy to put out. You shall find out where he stands, and tell him too what dreadful strife and sorrow will ensue if he lends countenance to your father's plan. Go now! I'll catch him when he comes downstairs.
I want to hear this conference, and I will.
They must be left alone.
Oh, I'll keep still.
Know your temper. You start a brawl and shout and stamp your foot and spoil it all. Be off now.
I won't! I have a perfect right.
Lord, you're a nuisance. Oh, he's coming. Get out of sight.
Hang up my hair shirt, put my scourge in place, and pray, Laurent, for heaven's perpetual grace. I'm going to the prison now to share my last few coins with the poor wretches there.
Lord, what affection. What a fake.
You wish to see me?
Yes.
For mercy's sake, please, take this handkerchief before you speak.
What?
Cover that bosom, girl. The flesh is weak, and unclean thoughts are difficult to control. Such sights as that can undermine the soul.
Oh, your soul, it seems, has very poor defenses. Flesh makes quite the impact on your senses. It's strange that you're so easily excited. My own desire are not quite so ignited. And if I saw you naked as a beast, not all your hide would tempt me in the least.
Girl,
speak more modestly. Unless you do, I shall be forced to take my leave of you.
Oh, no, it's I who must be on my way. I've just one little message to convey. Madame is coming down and begs you, sir, to wait and have a word or two with her.
Gladly.
That had a softening effect. I think my guess about it was correct.
Will she be long?
No, that's her step I hear. Here she is, and I shall disappear.
May heaven, whose infinite goodness we adore, preserve your body and soul forevermore.
I thank you for that pious wish.
I trust you are once more well and strong.
Oh, yes, the fever didn't last for long.
My prayers are too unworthy, I am sure, to have gained from heaven this most gracious cure. But lately, madam, my every supplication has had for object your recuperation.
Oh, you shouldn't have troubled so. I don't deserve it.
Oh, 'twas nothing, madam. I long to serve you better.
There's a private matter I'm anxious to discuss. I'm glad there's no one here to hinder us.
I, too, am glad. It floods my heart with bliss to find myself alone with you like this. First, let me say that what remarks I've made about the constant visits you are paid were not prompted by any mean emotion, but rather by a pure and deep devotion, a fervent zeal.
No need for explanation. Your sole concern, I'm sure, was my salvation.
Oh, quite so. In such great fervor do I feel.
Oh, please, you're pinching.
Oh, 'twas from excess of zeal. I never meant to cause you any pain, I swear. I'd rather...
What can your hand be doing there?
Feeling your gown?
Oh.
What soft, fine-woven stuff.
Please, I'm extremely ticklish. That's enough.
My, what lovely lacework on your dress. The workmanship's miraculous, no less. I've not seen anything to equal it.
Yes, quite. But let's talk business for a bit. They say my husband means to break his word and give his daughter to you, sir. Had you heard?
He did once mention it, but I must confess I dream of quite a different happiness. It's elsewhere, madam, that my eyes discern the promise of that bliss for which I yearn.
I see. You care for nothing here below.
Well, my heart's not made of stone, you know.
All your desires mount heavenward, I'm sure, in scorn of all that's earthly and impure.
Well, a love of heavenly beauty does not preclude a proper love for earthly pulchritude. Our senses are quite rightly captivated by perfect works our Maker has created. Some glory clings to all that heaven has made in you. All of heaven's marvels are displayed on that fair face. Such beauties have been lavished. The eyes are dazzled and the heart is ravished. Oh, how could I look on you, oh flawless creature, and not adore the author of all nature, feeling a love both passionate and pure for you, his triumph of self-portraiture. It is, I know, presumptuous on my part to bring you this poor offering of my heart. And it is not my merit, heaven knows, but your compassion on which my hopes repose. You are my peace, my solace, my salvation. On you depends my bliss or desolation. I bide your judgment, and as you think best, I shall be either miserable or blessed.
Your declaration is most gallant, sir. But don't you think it's out of character? You'd have done better to restrain your passion and think before you spoke in such a fashion. It ill becomes a pious man like you.
I may be pious, but I'm human too. With your celestial charms before his eyes, a man has not the power to be wise. I know, such words sound strangely coming from me, but I'm no angel, nor was meant to be. And if you blame my passion, then you must needs reproach as well the charms on which it feeds. Your loveliness I had no sooner seen than you became my soul's unrivaled queen, and nothing, fasting prayer nor tears might do could stay my spirit from adoring you. My eyes, my sighs have told you in the past what now my lips make bold to say at last. And if, in your great goodness, you will deign to look upon your slave and ease his pain, if in compassion for my soul's distress you'll stoop to comfort my unworthiness, I will raise to you, in thanks for that sweet manna, an endless hymn, an infinite Hosanna. With me, of course, there needs be no anxiety, no fear of scandal or notoriety. Men of my sort love discreetly. One may trust our reticence completely. My keen concern for my good name ensures the absolute security of yours. In short, I offer you, my dear Elmire, love without scandal, pleasure without fear.
Aren't you afraid that I may take the notion to tell my husband of your warm devotion? And that supposing he were duly told, his feelings toward you might grow rather cold?
I know, dear lady, that your exceeding charity will lead your heart to pardon my temerity, that you will excuse my violent affection as human weakness, human imperfection, and then, oh, fairest, you will bear in mind that I am but flesh and blood and am not blind.
Some women might do otherwise, perhaps, but I shall be discreet about your lapse. I'll tell my husband nothing of what's occurred, if in return you'll give your solemn word to advocate, as forcefully as you can, the marriage of Moliere to Marianne, renouncing all desire to dispossess another of his rightful happiness, and...
No! Will not hush up this vile affair. I hear it all inside that closet there. Now I have my long-awaited chance to punish his deceit and arrogance and give my father clear and shocking proof of the black character of his dear Tartuffe.
No, Dami! I'll be content if he will study to deserve my leniency. I promised silence. Don't make me break my word. To make a scandal would be too absurd. Good wives, laugh off such trifles and forget them. Why should we tell our husbands and upset them?
You have your reasons for taking such a course, and I have my reasons too of equal force. To spare him now would be insanely wrong. I've swallowed my just wrath for far too long. Too long he's meddled in my father's affairs, thwarting my marriage hopes. And poor Moliere's. It's high time that my father was undeceived, and now I've shocking proof that can't be disbelieved. This is my chance, and I deserve to lose it if for one moment I hesitate to lose it!
Dami!
No, I must do what I think right, whether my heart is bursting with delight. I'll settle matters now without more ado, and here, most opportunely, is my cue! Dami! Mother! I'm glad you've joined us! Let's advise you of some fresh news which will doubtless surprise you. You've just been repaid interest for all your loving kindness to our guest. He's proved his warm, grateful feelings towards you. So a pair of horns he should reward you. Yes, I surprised him with your wife and heard his whole adulterous offer. Every word. And she, with her all too gentle disposition, would not have told you of his proposition. But I shall not make terms with brazen lechery. I feel not to tell you would be treachery.
And I hold that one's husband's peace of mind should not be spoiled by tattle of this kind. One's honor doesn't require it. To be proficient in keeping men at bay is quite sufficient. These are my sentiments, and I
wretched sinner, all depraved and twisted, the greatest villain that has ever existed, my life's one heap of crimes that grows each minute. There's naught but foulness and corruption in it. Charge me with any deed you wish to name. I will not defend myself, but take the blame. Believe what you are told, and drive Tartuffe like some base criminal from beneath your roof.
Ah! You deceitful boy! How dare you stain his purity with so foul a lie?
Are you so hoodwinked by this rascal's eye?
Enough!
Oh, brother, let him speak. You're being unjust. Believe his story. The boy deserves your trust. Though the world takes me for a man of worth, I am truly the most worthless man on earth. Yes, my dear son, speak out now. Call me the chief of sinners, a wretch, a murderer, a thief. Load me with the names men most abhor. I will not complain. I've earned them all, and more. I will kneel here while you pour them on my head as just punishment for the life I've led.
Too much, dear brother. Have you no heart?
Are you taking
Be
it back?
still, you monster! Brother, I pray you rise.
Villain! But
Silence!
can't you realize?
One word more, and I shall tell you, limb from limb.
In God's name, brother, I would rather far be tortured at the stake than see him bear one scratch for my poor sake.
Ingrate!
If I must beg you on bended knee to pardon him!
Such goodness cannot be. Now there's true charity.
What? You think that...
Villain, be still! I know your motives. I know you wish him ill. Yes, all of you. Wife, children, servants, all conspire against him and desire his fall. But the more you seek to drive him away, the more I'll do to keep him. Without delay, I'll spite this household and confound its pride by giving him my daughter as his bride.
You're going to force her to accept his hand?
Yes, this very night, you understand? Once more, I'll make it clear that I'm the one who gives the orders here. Come, wretch, kneel down and clasp his blessed feet and ask his pardon for your black deceit.
I ask that swindler's pardon. Why, I'd rather...
So you insult him and defy your father. A stick, a stick. No, release me, do. Out of my house this minute. Be off with you. And never dare set foot in it again.
Well, I shall go.
Well, go quickly then. I disinherit you. An empty purse is all you'll get from me, except my curse. How he blasphemed your goodness. What a son.
Forgive him, Lord, as I've already done. You can't know how it hurts when someone tries to blacken me in my dear brother's eyes. The mere thought of such ingratitude plunges my soul into so dark a mood. Such horror grips my heart. I gasp for breath and cannot speak, and feel myself near death.
You blackguard! Why did I spare you? Why did I not break you into little pieces on the spot? Compose yourself. Don't be hurt, dear friend.
Oh, these scenes, these dreadful quarrels have got to end. I've much upset your household, and as I perceive, the best thing will be for me to leave.
What are you saying?
They're all against me here. They'd have you think me false and insincere.
What of that? Have I ceased believing in you?
Their adverse talk will certainly continue, and charges which now you repudiate you may find credible at a later date.
No, brother!
To leave at once is the solution.
No.
Not only can I end their persecution.
No! I won't allow it! You shall remain!
It will mean much martyrdom and pain, but if you wish it, enough, so be it. But one thing must be settled as I see it. For your dear honor and for our friendship's sake, there's one precaution I feel bound to take. I shall avoid your wife and keep away.
No! You shall not! No matter what they say. It pleases me to vex them. And for spite, I'll have them see you with her day and night. What's more, I'm going to drive them to despair by making you my only son and heir. This very day, I'll give to you alone clear deed and title to everything I own. A dear good friend and son-in-law to be is more than wife or child or kin to me. Will you accept my offer, dearest son?
In all things, let the will of heaven be done.
Poor fellow! Come, let us go draw up the deed. Then let them burst with disappointed greed.
Yes, all the town's discussing it, and truly their comments do not flatter you unduly. I'm glad I've met you, sir, and I'll give you my view of this sad matter in a word or two. As for who's guilty, that I shan't discuss. Let's say it was to me who caused the fuss, assuming then that you have been ill-used by young to me, and groundlessly accused. Ought not a Christian to forgive, and ought not he stifle every vengeful thought? Were you commanded, sir, to indulge the whim of poor gone? And, sir, indeed. No, this sacrifice must be mended. My advice is not to push matters to a further crisis. No.
For my part, I should take great joy in doing so. I've nothing against the boy. Pardon all, I harbor no resentment to serve him. Would afford me much contentment, but heaven's interest will not have it so. If he comes back, then I shall have to go. After his conduct, so extreme, so vicious, our further intercourse would look suspicious. God knows what people would think, why they would describe my goodness to him as sort of a bribe. They'd say that out of guilt I made pretense of loving kindness and benevolence, that fearing my accuser's tongue I strove to buy his silence with a show of love.
Well, your reasoning is badly warped and stretched, and your excuses are most far-fetched. Why put yourself in charge of heaven's cause? Does heaven need our help to enforce its laws? Yes.
Again, sir, let me say that I have forgiven to me, and thus obeyed the laws of heaven. But I am not commanded by the Bible to live with one who smears my name with libel.
Were you commanded, sir, to indulge the whim of poor Orgon, and to encourage him in suddenly transferring to your name a large estate to which you have no claim?
It would never occur to those who know me best to think I acted from self-interest. The treasures of this world I quite despise. Their specious glitter does not charm my eyes. And if I have resigned myself to taking the gift my dear brother insists on making, then I do so only as he well understands. Yoga. Lest those to whom it should descend in time turn it to purposes of sin and crime, and not, as I shall do, make use of it for heaven's glory and mankind's benefit.
Well, forget these trumped-up fears. Your argument is one the rightful heir might well resent. There's a moral burden to inherit, but give to me a chance to bear it. And would it not be worse to be accused of swindling than to see this wealth misused? Does true religion teach that lawful heirs may freely be deprived of what is theirs? Sir, if you wish to prove the honesty of your intentions, then...
Sir! Oh, it's 3:30.
Yes? Oh.
I've certain pious duties to attend to. I hope my prompt departure doesn't offend you.
Please, sir, and help Marianne for heaven's sake. She's suffering, so I fear her heart will break. Her father's plans to marry her off tonight has put the poor child in a desperate plight. Here it comes. Let's stand together now and see if we can't change his mind somehow about this match we all deplore and fear.
I'm glad to find you all assembled here. This contract, child, contains your happiness. And what it says, I think your heart can get.
Sir, by heaven which sees me here distressed, by whatever else can move your breast, do not employ a father's power, I pray you, to crush my heart and force it to obey you. If my sweet hopes must perish, if you refuse to give me the one I dared to choose, spare me, at least, I beg you, I implore, the pain of wedding one whom I abhor. Not by some heartless use of course drive me to contemplate some desperate course.
Be firm, my soul. No human weakness now.
I don't resent your love for him. Allow your heart free rein, sir. Give him your property. And if that's not enough, take mine for me. He's welcome to my money. Take it. Do. But don't, I pray, include my person too. Spare me, I beg you, and let me end the tale of my sad days behind a convent veil.
A convent? Ha! When crossed in their amours, all lovesick girls have the same thought as yours. Get up! The more you loathe the man and dread him, the more ennobling it will be to wed him. Marry Tartuffe and mortify your flesh. Enough, don't start that whimpering afresh.
But why?
Be still there. I'll run up in an impudence out of you.
If I may have a word of counsel here...
Brother?
Yes?
In counseling you have no fear.
Well.
Your advice is forceful,
Yes.
sound, and clever.
Ah.
I don't propose to follow it, however.
I am amazed and don't know what to say. Your blindness simply takes my breath away. You are indeed bewitched to take no warning of our account of what occurred this morning.
Madam, I know a few plain facts. And one is, you're partial to my rascal son. Hence, when he sought to make Tartuffe the victim of a base lie, you dared not contradict him. But you underplayed your part, my pet. You should have looked more angry, more sad.
Oh, when men make overtures, must we reply with righteous anger and a battle cry? Must we turn back their amorous advances with sharp reproaches and with fiery glances? Myself, I find such offers merely amusing. Make no scenes and fusses in refusing. I've found that a polite and cool rebuff discourages a lover quite enough.
I know the facts, and I shall not be shaken.
I marvel at your power to be mistaken. Would it, I wonder, carry any weight with you if we could show you that our tale was true?
Show me?
Yes.
Rot.
Come, what if I found a way to make you see the facts as plain as day?
Nonsense.
Oh, do answer me. Don't be absurd. I'm not now asking you to trust our word. What if from some hiding place in here you learned the whole sad truth by eye and ear? What would you say of your good friend after that?
Why, I'd say nothing, but Jehoshaphat. It can't be true.
You've been too long deceived, and I'm quite tired of being disbelieved. Come now, let's put my statements to the test, and you shall see the truth made manifest.
I'll take the challenge. Now do your uttermost. Let's see you make good this empty boast.
Send him to me.
Oh, he's crafty. It may be hard to catch the cunning scoundrel off his guard.
Oh, no. Amorous men are gullible, and their conceit so blinds them that they're never hard to cheat. Have him come down. Please, leave us for a bit. Oh, it's essential that you be well hidden.
Why here?
Oh, heavens, just do as you're bidden. I have my plans. We'll soon see how they fare. Now take care that you are neither seen nor heard.
Well, I'll indulge you, since I gave my word to see you through this infantile charade.
Once it's over, you'll be glad we played. Now I'll count on you as soon as you've seen what sort of man he is to intervene. odious lust one moment longer than you feel you must. Remember, you're to save me from my flight whenever... He's coming! Hush, keep out of sight!
You wish to have a word with me, I'm told.
Yes. I've a little secret to unfold. The very last thing that must happen now is a repetition of this morning's row. I've never been so badly caught off guard. Oh, how I feared for you. You saw how hard I tried to make that troublesome Demi control his dreadful temper and hold his peace. In my confusion, I didn't have the sense simply to contradict his evidence. But as it happened, that was for the best. And all has worked out in our interest. This storm has only bettered your position. My husband doesn't have the least suspicion. And now, in mockery of those who do, he bids me continually be with you. That is why, quite fearless of reproof, I now can be alone with my Tartuffe, and why my heart, perhaps too quick to yield, feels free to let its passion be revealed.
Madam, your words confuse me. Not long ago, you spoke in quite a different style, you know.
Ah, sir, if that refusal made you smart, it's little that you know of woman's heart, or what the heart is trying to convey when it resists in such a feeble way. Always, at first, our modesty prevents the frank avowal of tender sentiments. However high the passion which inflames us, still to confess its power somehow shames us. Thus we reluct at first, yet in a tone which tells you that our heart is overthrown and that what our lips deny, our pulse confesses, and that in time all no's will turn to yeses. Oh, I fear my words are all too frank and free and are poor proof of woman's modesty. But since I'm started, tell me, if you will, would I have tried to make Demi be still? Would I have listened, calm and unoffended, until your lengthy offer of love was ended, and been so very mild in my reaction had your sweet words not given me satisfaction? And when I tried to force you to undo the marriage plans my husband has in view, what did my urgent pleading signify? If not that I admired you, and that I deplored the thought that someone else might own part of a heart I wish for mine alone.
Madam, no happiness is so complete as when from lips we love come words so sweet. Their nectar floods my every sense and drains in honeyed rivulets through all my veins. To please you is my joy, my only goal. Your love is the restorer of my soul. And yet I must beg leave now to confess some lingering doubts as to my happiness. Might this not be a trick? Might not the catch be that you wish me to break off the match with Marianne and so have feigned to love me? I shan't quite trust your fond opinion of me until the feelings you've expressed so sweetly are demonstrated somewhat more concretely.
Why be in such a hurry? Must my heart exhaust its bounty at the very start? To make that sweet admission cost me dear. Yet you'll not be content, it would appear, unless my store of favors is dispersed to the last farthing at the very first.
Well, the less we merit, the less we dare to hope. And with our doubts, mere words can never cope. We trust no promise for this till we receive it. Not till a joy is ours can we believe it. I, who so little merit your esteem, can't credit this fulfillment of my dream, and shan't believe it, madam, until I savor some more palpable assurance of your favor.
My! How tyrannical your love can be, and how it flusters and perplexes me. How furiously you take one's heart in hand and make your every wish a fierce command. Whoa! Come! Must you hound and harry me to death? Will you not give me time to catch my breath? Can it be right to press me with such force, give me no quarter, show me no remorse, and take advantage by your stern insistence of the fond feelings which weaken my resistance?
Well, if you look with favor upon my love, why then begrudge me some clear proof thereof?
How can I consent without offense to heaven, toward which you feel such reverence?
If heaven is all that holds you back, don't worry, I can remove that hindrance in a hurry. Nothing of that sort need obstruct our path.
Must one not be afraid of heaven's wrath?
Madam, forget such fears, and be my pupil, and I shall teach you how to conquer scruple. There is a science lately formulated whereby one's conscience may be liberated. And any wrongful act you care to mention may be redeemed by purity of intention. I will teach you these secrets of that science. Meanwhile, just place on me your full reliance. Assuage my keen desires and feel no dread. The sin, if any, shall be on mine. You have a bad cough.
Yes, it's bad indeed.
Well, a bit of licorice may be what you need. No one shall know our joys save us alone, and there's no evil act till the act is known. It's scandal, madam, that makes it an offense, and it's no sin to sin in confidence.
Clearly I must do as you require and yield to your importunate desire. It is apparent now that nothing less will satisfy you. And so I acquiesce. To go so far is much against my will. I'm vexed that it should come to this, but still, since you are so determined on it, and since you will not allow mere language to convince you, and since you ask for concrete evidence, I see there's nothing for it now but to comply. If this is sinful, if I'm wrong to do it, so much the worse for him that drove me to it. The fault can surely not be charged on me.
Oh, the fault is mine if fault there be, and...
Oh, do open the door a little and peek out. I wouldn't want my husband poking about.
Why worry about the man? Each day he grows more gullible. One can lead him by the nose. To find us here would fill him with delight, and if he saw the worst, he would doubt his sight.
Nevertheless, do step out for a minute into the hall and see there's no one in it.
That man's a perfect monster! I must admit. I'm simply stunned. I can't get over it.
What? Coming out so soon? How premature! Oh, go back in hiding and wait until you're sure. Stay till the end and be convinced completely. We mustn't stop till things are proven concretely.
Hell hath never harbored anything so vicious.
Oh, Tut, don't be hasty. Try to be judicious. Wait and be certain there's no mistake, no jumping to conclusions, for heaven's sake.
Madam! All things have worked out to perfection. I've given the neighboring rooms a full inspection. No one's about. And now, I may at last...
Hold on, my passionate fellow! Not so fast. I should advise a little more restraint. Well, so, you thought you'd fool me, my dear saint. How soon you wearied of the saintly life, wedding my daughter and coveting my wife. I've long suspected you. And had a feeling that soon I'd catch you at your double dealing.
I'm sorry to have treated you so slyly, but circumstances forced me to be wily.
Brother, you can't think.
No more talk from you. Just leave this household without more ado.
What I intended.
Oh, that seems fairly clear. Spare me your falsehoods and get out of here.
No! I'm the master here and you're the one to go. This house belongs to me, I'll have you know. And I will show you that you can't hurt me by this contemptible conspiracy. That those who cross me know not what they do. And that I've means to expose and punish you. Avenge offended heaven and make you grieve. That ever you dared order me to leave.
What was the point of all that angry chatter?
Oh, God. I'm worried. This is no laughing matter.
How so?
I fear I understood his drift. I'm much disturbed by this deed of gift.
You gave him?
Yes, it's all been drawn and signed. But one more thing is weighing on my mind.
What's that?
I'll tell you. But first, let's see if there's a certain strong box in his room upstairs. Tartuffe! Tartuffe!
Where are you going so fast?
God knows!
I know which. Let's have a conference and deliberate on how this situation's to be managed.
This strong box has me utterly upset. This is the worst of many, many shocks.
Is there some fearful mystery in this box?
My good friend Argus brought that box to me with his own hands in utmost secrecy. It was on the very morning of his flight. It's full of papers which, if they came to light, would ruin him. Well, such is my impression.
Then why did you let it out of your possession?
Those papers vexed my conscience so. It seemed best to ask the counsel of my pious guest. The cunning scoundrel got me to agree to leave the strong box in his custody.
No.
So, that in case of an investigation, I could employ a slight equivocation and say I didn't have it. And thereby, at no expense to conscience, tell a lie.
It looks to me as if you're out on a limb. Trusting him with that box and offering him that deed of gift were actions of a kind which scarcely indicate a prudent mind. With two such weapons, he has the upper hand, and since you're vulnerable as matters stand, you erred once more in bringing him to bay. You should have acted in some subtler way.
Think of it. Behind that fervent face,
Yes.
a heart so wicked, a soul so base. I took him in, a hungry beggar, and then...
Father! Father!
Yes!
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 Father! 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 Father!
Yes!
Father!
Yes!
I hear that scoundrels utter threats against you, but that he pridefully forgets how in his need he was befriended by you, and now he means to use your gifts to crucify you.
It's true, dear boy, I'm too distressed for tears.
Leave it to me, sir. I'll trim his ears. Faced with such insolence, we must not waver. I shall rejoice in doing you this favor of cutting short his life in your distress.
What a display of your hot-headedness.
Yeah.
So learn to moderate your fits of rage. In this just kingdom, this enlightened age, one does not settle things with violence.
Yes!
No!
If you say it out, you lose on the promotions.
starvation, housed him, and treated him as a blood relation, showered him every day with my largesse, gave him my daughter and all that I possess. And meanwhile, the unconscionable knave tries to induce my wife to misbehave. And not being content with such extreme rascality, now threatens me with my own liberality and aims, by taking base advantage of the gifts I gave him out of Christian love, to drive me from my house, a ruined man, and make me end a pauper as he began.
Poor fellow! No, my son. I'll never bring myself to think him guilty of such a thing. I told you 100 times when you were small that virtue in this world is hated ever. Malicious men may die, but malice never. Yes, you remember.
No doubt that's true, but how does it apply?
They've turned you against him by a clever lie.
I told you I was there. I saw it done.
Slanders will stop at nothing, son.
You are talking nonsense. Can't you realize? I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Saw it with my eyes. Saw. Do you understand? Must I shout it into your ears before you cease to doubt it?
Appearances can deceive, my son. Dear me. We cannot always judge by what we see.
I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.
Was I to see his pawing at Elmira as an act of charity?
Until his guilt is clear, a man deserves the benefit of the doubt. You should have waited to see how things turned out.
Good God in heaven! How much more proof did I need? Was I to sit there, watching, until he'd vex me so that if you weren't my mother, I'd say to you, yes! Some dreadful thing or another.
You won't do now, sir, not to be listened to. You won't trust us, and now she won't trust you.
My friends, we're wasting time which should be spent in facing up to our predicament. I fear that scoundrel's threats weren't made in sport.
Do you think he'd have the nerve to go to court?
I'm sure he won't. They'd find it all too crude, a case of swindling and ingratitude.
Don't be too sure. He won't be at a loss to give his claims a high and righteous gloss. And cleverer rogues with far less valid cause have trapped their victims in a web of laws.
What's that fellow looking for? Who is he? Go talk to him. Tell him I'm busy.
Good day, dear sister. Kindly let me see your master.
Oh, he's involved with company just now and cannot be disturbed out
I
here.
hate to intrude, but what has brought me here will not disturb your master in any event. Indeed, my news will make him more content.
Your name?
Just say that I bring greetings from Monsieur Tartuffe, on whose behalf I've come.
He's a very gracious man and bears a message from Tartuffe, which he declares will make you most content.
Upon my word, I think this man had best be seen and heard.
Perhaps he has some settlement to suggest.
Good health to you, good sir. May heaven confound your enemies, and may your joys abound.
A gentle salutation. It confirms my guess is he is here to offer terms.
Loyal is my name. I come from Normandy, and I'm a bailiff in all modesty, and I am here, sir, if you will permit the liberty to serve you with this writ.
What?
Now, please, sir, let us have no friction. It's nothing. but an order of eviction. You are to move your goods and family out and make way for new occupants without deferment or delay. And give the keys.
I leave this house?
Why, yes, sir, if you please. This house, sir, from the cellar to the roof, belongs now to the good Monsieur Tartuffe. And he is lord and master of your estate by virtue of a deed of present day, drawn in due form with clearest legal phrases.
Your insolence is utterly amazing! Someone may execute a smart tattoo on that black jacket of yours before you're through.
Sir, may your son be silent. I would much regret having to mention such a nasty threat of violence surrounding my report.
This man loyal's the most disloyal sort.
I love all men of upright character, and when I agreed to serve these papers, sir, it was your feelings that I had in mind. I couldn't bear to see the case assigned to someone who might esteem you less, and so subject you to unpleasantness.
What's more unpleasant than telling a man to leave his house and home?
You'd like a short reprieve? Well, if you desire it, sir, I shall not press you, but wait until tomorrow to dispossess you. Splendid. I'll come and spend the night here then. Most quietly, with half a score of men. For form's sake, you might bring me just before you go to bed the keys to the front door. My men, I promise, will be on their best behavior and will not disturb your rest. But, bright and early, sir, you must be quick and move out all of your furniture, every stick. The men I've chosen are both young and strong, and with their help, it shouldn't take you long.
I may be open bankrupt, but I vowed that I'd give 100 louis right here and now, just for the pleasure of landing one good clout right on the end of that complacent snout.
Careful, let's not make things worse.
My boots all itches to give that beggar a good kicking in the britches!
Monsieur Loyal, I will steer the whack of a stout stick across your fine broad back.
Take care. A woman, too, may go to jail if she uses threatening language to the bailiff.
Enough. This must not go on. Give us that paper, please, and then be gone.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you.
God give you all good cheer.
And may God confound you and him who sent you here. Now, Mother, was I right or not? This writ should change your notion of Tartuffe a bit. Do you perceive this villainy at last?
I'm thunderstruck. I'm utterly aghast.
Come, you mustn't take offense at this new proof of his benevolence.
He's acting out of selfless love, I know. Material things enslave the soul, and so he's kindly arranged for your liberation from all that might endanger your salvation.
Will you ever hold your tongue? You done!
Come, you must take some action, and at once.
Go! Tell the world of the low trick he's tried. The deed of gift is surely nullified by such behavior, and public rage will not permit the wretch to carry out this plot.
Oh, I hate to bring you more bad news, such as the danger that I cannot choose. A friend who's extremely close to me and knows my interest in the family has, for my sake, presumed to violate the secrecy that's due to things of state, and sends me word that you are in a plight from which your one salvation lies in flight. That scoundrel who
who's imposed upon you so, denounced you to the king an hour ago, and now supporting evidence displayed these strong marks of a certain renegade whose secret papers, so he testified, you had disloyally agreed to hide. I don't know just what charges might be pressed, but there's a warrant out for your arrest. Tartuffe has been instructed furthermore to guide the arresting officer to your door.
That man, I must say, is a perfect beast.
My carriage is just outside to take you hence. This 1,000 louis should cover all expense. I'll go with you all the way and place you in a safe refuge to which they'll never trace you.
Alas, dear boy, I wish I could show you the gratitude for everything I owe you, but now is not the time. I pray the Lord that I may live to give you your reward. Farewell, my dears. Be careful.
Brother Harry, we'll take care of things. You needn't worry.
Gently, sir, gently. Stay right where you are. There's no need for haste. Your lodging isn't far. You're off to prison. By order of the prince.
This is your crowning blow, you wretch. And since it means my utter ruin and defeat, your villainy is now complete.
Oh, you needn't try to provoke me. It's no use. Those who serve heaven must expect abuse.
I rescued you when you were destitute. Have you forgotten that, you thankless brute?
No. I well remember everything. But my first duty is to my king. That obligation is so paramount that other claims beside it do not count. And for it, well, I would sacrifice my wife, my family, my friend, or even my own life.
Hypocrite! Oh, we most revere. He uses to cloak his plots and camouflage his ruses.
If you are animated by pure and loyal zeal, as you have stated, why was this zeal not roused until you sought to make Orgon a cuckold and been caught? Why weren't you moved to give your evidence before your outraged host have driven you hence? I shan't say that all his treasure have damped your zeal in any measure, but if he's a traitor, as you declare, how can you consent to be bound?
Sir! Spare me all this clamor. It's growing shrill. Please, carry out your orders, if you will.
Yes, I've delayed too long, sir. Thank you kindly. You're just the proper person to remind me. Come. You're off to join the other boarders in the king's prison according to his orders.
Who, I, sir?
Yes.
To prison? This can't be true.
I owe an explanation, but not to you. Sir, all is well. Rest easy and be grateful. We serve a prince to whom all sham is hateful. 'Twas hardly likely that this man could cozen a king who spoiled such liars by the dozen. With one keen glance, our king perceived the whole perverseness and corruption of his soul. Thus, high heaven's justice was displayed. In betraying you, the rogue stood self-betrayed. But, to be brief, our sovereign was appalled by this man's treachery, which he called the last worst villainy of a vile career, and bade me follow the impostor here to see how gross his impudence could be, and force him to restore your property, your private papers. By the king's command, I hereby seize and place into your hand. The king, by royal order, invalidates the deed that gave this rascal your estates, and pardons, furthermore, your grave offense in harboring an exile's documents. Come along.
Oh, heaven be praised.
Hallelujah!
favour shown. Huh?
Well said. Let us go, and gently kneeling, express the gratitude which all are feeling. And when that first great duty has been done, we'll turn with pleasure to a second one, and give Moliere, whose love has proven so true, the wedded happiness which is his due.
Ease out now.